Welcome to the July 2024 edition of Robert Reads, where we're going to take a look at the life and work of Nigerian contemporary poet Wole Yosinka. Wole Soyinka is a contemporary Nigerian playwright, as well as poet, essayist, and remarkably, a Nobel laureate. He stands as one of the most important figures in African literature. Now, he was born in 1934 in Abeokuta, Nigeria, and during that period, he witnessed the complexities of colonialism and the struggle for independence, and it shaped his worldview. His life and work have been a continuous exploration of identity, freedom, and the human condition, often against the backdrop of political turmoil that he was living through history as British colonialism was coming to an end in Nigeria. Now, his early education in Nigeria and England, it exposed him to a very diverse set of cultural influences. He studied English literature at the University of Ibadan and later returned to Nigeria to teach at the university level. However, he had a very outspoken nature and he had critical views of the government, and he often clashed with the authorities. He was imprisoned for nearly 2 years without a trial during the Nigerian Civil War, which occurred in the late 60s, simply for his attempts to somehow mediate the conflict between the different parties. Now, this experience of incarceration deeply affected his writing, and it fueled a lot of exploration on the themes of oppression and the resilience of the human spirit, which he demonstrated in what he had done. Now, his literary contributions are vast and multifaceted. He is primarily known for his plays, which often blend satire and tragedy and historical allegory. He has notable works like Death and the King's Horseman and A Play of Giants. They challenged societal norms and explored the consequences of a blind adherence to tradition. His use of language is inventive and powerful, and we're about to see that in the recital that'll take place shortly. It employs very rich imagery and symbolism to convey very complex ideas. Um, he has written quite a bit of poetry. He has four anthologies of his work under his belt. He's written novels, essays, a lot of them delving into many of the similar themes, offering insightful commentary on politics, culture, and the human experience. In 1986, Soyinka became the first African to be awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Nobel Committee recognized his very wide theatrical oeuvre and his trenchant political satire, which has made him a voice of conscience in his continent and far beyond. Literal quote. This prestigious award further solidified his position as a global literary icon. Uh, Again, as a living contemporary poet, his work he remains a vocal critic of injustice and continues to speak out against authoritarian regimes throughout the world. He has lived in exile at various points in his life, but has also returned to Nigeria, and he's actively engaging with his country's ongoing development. His legacy extends, quite a bit beyond just his literary works. He is a symbol of resistance to many, intellectual courage, and I would say the enduring power of the written word itself. Yasinka's poem, Night, is essentially a sonnet. It is not in the form or rhyme scheme of, say, an Elizabethan sonnet, but a sonnet nonetheless, and a rather masterfully crafted one. Um, he, it's entitled Night. It's a personification of night. It seems to come off as if night is a powerful woman, and in that rendering, he somehow brings out these elements of oppressive force and beauty at the same time, as well as a yearning for protection from the night. He makes very clever use of simile and metaphor here. The one metaphor that I thought was quite powerful was heart mercuric, and comparing courage to the element of mercury, known for its fluidity and its resilience. Anyway, let us dive in. Your hand is heavy, night, upon my brow. I bear no heart mercuric like the clouds to dare. Exacerbation from your subtle plough, woman, as a clam on the sea's crescent. I saw your jealous eye quench the seas, fluorescence dance on the pulse incessant of the waves, and I stood drained, submitting like the sands, blood and brine coursing to the roots. Night you rained serrated shadows through dank leaves, till bathed in warm suffusion of your dappled cells, sensations pained me, faceless, silent as night thieves. Hide me now when the night children haunt the earth. I must hear none. These misted cells will yet undo me, naked, unbidden, at night's muted birth. Wole Yosinka, Night. Well, that does it for the 2024 edition of Robert Reads, where we looked through the life and work of Wole Yosinka, Nigerian poet, still alive. Anyway, also exciting things going on in June and July. We are inaugurating the Med Art Supper Club at the end of June. Details of that are in the newsletter. If you need to sign up for the newsletter, the link is right there. Anyway, we'll see you in August. Take care.